Ildefonso, tumira sa tabi! Patay!
There's a steal! Danny Ildefonso scores!
Danny I for the win!
Yes,
oh,
sir!
Danny
Yes,
I for the win!
Oh, nag-subscribe na ba kayo sa YouTube channel ko? Official Danny Ildefonso, IG, Official Danny I, sa Facebook, Lakay Danny Ildefonso. Ano pa inantay nyo? Nyap yung oran nyo. Let's get it on!
As you look at the primary protagonists, brought to you by Motolight, really depends on which team weathers the storm in the next 4 quarters of play, and they will most likely emerge on top as they try and bring it home. As Hilterbrand lost the handle, but had enough lift to score on the layup as we begin action here in Game 7.
Very interesting unit for Barangay Ginebra, starting with Eric Meng early. First time he started in the series.
And this season has really been the showcase season for Jonas Villanueva as Mech attacks. Oh boy, this jam-packed Big Dome crowd getting into the action quite early here in the opening period. Penisi, Freeman from the corner.
As a player, you're going to have to deal with a lot of nerves the first couple of minutes in this game. Going to have to start a sweat before you get used to the play conditions.
What has Willie Wilson contributed here for Ginebra in this series?
You look at that lineup of Ginebra, and we talk about toughness, we talk about heart, but on a size factor, you would say Willie Wilson is their toughest guy on the floor, and he really brings that toughness on the floor. And for Willie Wilson, he may not be the best offensive weapon they have on that team, but they are going to use him to attack Freeman because they do not want Freeman on the floor. They want him to have fouls as an issue, and he already has one right now.
I remember the first time I saw Willie Wilson, you guys brought him in for LaSalle, and I thought you brought in a wrestler because he was one burly young man, and certainly using that heft to good use here in the PBA as Ginebra surges ahead 3-2. A minute having gone by in the opening quarter, and Freeman gets the leather. Handoff for Villanueva with 12 to shoot, and Jonas Villanueva trying to create here with nowhere to go, and the ball will stay with San Miguel. Our Supreme Court for this critical game, Jess Ferrer, Art Herrera, and your Chief Justice is Tronji Aldaba. 7 to shoot. Here's Ontiveros guided by Tubi. That's a great matchup. Ontiveros for 3. Almost, but not quite. But there's a loose ball foul here against Willie Wilson.
It's a foul number 27, Willie Wilson. That's his first team foul for the Barangay Ginebra Kings.
Wilson gives up a lot of height. Of course, he makes up for it with a lot of heft. That's for sure. So new shot clock here for the Beermen. Here's Pincus. To Ontiveros. They swing it over. Penisi. Villanueva eyeball to eyeball with Hilterbrand. And Villanueva, you do expect him to attack Hilterbrand's defense all game long. And that ball being batted around, it will stay with San Miguel, and Villanueva wisely holds on to the basketball, hounded by Noel.
A very tiring set for Barangay Ginebra. That steal is big because they were going to play a total of 3 possessions because of offensive rebound and fouls.
But the Gen Kings somehow grab the ball away. Here's Tubin, crossover, Tubin. Offensive foul on Ronald Rubin.
Ronald Rubin, you know that he has a lot of energy. He's going to have to channel that energy into a happy place to start this game. Because like I said, as a player, you start these first couple of minutes, there's just so much intensity inside your system, and you're going to have to control your emotions as well as all the power in your body.
Meantime, here's Villanueva. Oh, with a near getaway. Noel on the move. He steps on the gas. Back pass, Hilterbrand for 3. No. Freeman, sidestep. Yes, sir.
Amigo, after that basket, if you notice, a lot of shots are being shot strong. When you're feeling pressured, you try to shoot it strong, or rather, when you're very excited, you shoot it strong. Pag kinakabahan ka naman, you shoot it weak. So you can see a lot of the shots early being shot strong.
A nice block by Penisi. Bierman on top by 1. And here's Pingris finding Ontiveros. Ontiveros, nice move. And Pingris slams it home. Dondon can really do so many positive things for San Miguel on the floor.
You're talking about a complete player. He can shoot it from the outside, can play defense, and he's willing to pass the basketball.
Back pass there by Noel. Mek swallowed up by the defense here. Merrick Mek with nowhere to go. Ganged up by 3 white shirts, and the ball goes to San Miguel.
And that's what I'm talking about. Eric Mek, look at the 2 shots that he's had. Although there's a lot of defense, both really strong. This is the play of Dondon Ontiveros. Good eye on his part, giving it to Mark Pingris. Pingris not really there for offense. Any points you get from Mark Pingris right now, if you're Coach Shot Tunkinson, big bonus.
Freeman for 3. Ginebra down by 3 with over 8 minutes remaining in the opening period. And Helterbrand, I mean, whatever he's doing with that bad hamstring, he's just doing it on account of a huge heart and a lot of commitment to the fans inside the Big Dome. Meantime, here's Benici. San Miguel up by 1. And Pingris attacks.
Yeah, right now, Barangay Ginebra, they're staying out of or off Mark Pingris. That gives Mark Pingris that running start. 2 possessions now, he's burned them.
Ginebra down by 3. And Willie Wilson, where's he going? He spins, he scores.
Miguel, gotta love the patience of Willie Wilson. He is the smallest guy right there in the paint, but he was willing to wait till he got free.
And back to a 1-point ball game with over 7 minutes remaining. Ontiveros trying to score in a creative move. And here's Noel. Thought about it. Now he takes it for 3. Way off. And the Beermen are on the run. Outlet for Pingris. Pingris with a nice fake. And what an opening. Well, that is the $1,000,000 question. What will be the choice of drink in the celebrations tonight? Will it be Pale Pilsen or will it be gin? Tsaka kung kasama si Aling Junisia.
Libre pulutan.
Well, a nice move by J.J. Helterbrand as we thank Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA, is it in you.
Good sign for Barangay Ginebra. J.J. Helterbrand, 2 times he's gone for that 2-point field goal. He has gone strong to the basket and has got 4 points.
Another athletic move from Freeman, extending San Miguel's lead to 3, 12-9. Here's Menk against Benici. As we approach the halfway mark of the opening quarter. Here's Benici, top of the key, and now Pingris. Pingris having a great opening quarter with 6 points. And Benici gets a 3.
Now that's gotta hurt because now Eric Mek has to respect that 3-point shot of Mick Benici. Now he opens up the floor. Even though Mark Pingris is not a scorer, Mike Pingris can now be the guy that ducks in because Benici he's hitting that outside shot.
That's a turnover. 3-on-1. Pingris, Freeman flies. And Gabe Freeman with 6 points. And San Miguel races to a 17-9 lead in the opening period.
Now this is the best start that San Miguel could have hoped for. You look at what Ginebra has on the floor. They have a lot of big offensive weapons on the floor, but yet San Miguel has the lead.
And back with us here in the Big Dome, along with this mammoth crowd, watching PBA Friday here on the ultimate game of the season. And Helterbrand on the move. High looper. Oh, Ginebra needed that basket.
That is a tough shot on the part of J.J. Helterbrand. He's the guy that's really keeping them alive in this game. Already with 8 of the 11 points of Barangay Ginebra.
And yet it's still a 6-point San Miguel lead as we cross the halfway mark of the first. A nice getaway for Jonas Villanueva. He has 4.
And for Barangay Ginebra, this unit that they have on the floor right now is a defensive unit. They cannot allow points like that. Easy points on the part of San Miguel.
By the way, Rafi Rivas is now in the game for Ginebra. He has the ball, giving it up to Ronald Rubin. Rubin on the move. Hurried that shot. And now it's with Villanueva's. Hit the 5-minute mark of the opening period. San Miguel up by 8 big points. And Pingris, one of the men of the moment here. He lost the handle, and it ends up with David Noel, and it's a turnover.
Right now, for Barangay Ginebra, they're going to have to settle down. If things have not gone their way offensively, they have been flat, only shooting 38%, but they also have to stop the field goal shooting of the other side. We talked about pounding the ball inside. Look at the scoring of the big men of San Miguel, already with 15 points. Ginebra only with 3, and that came from Willie Wilson.
Here's Villanueva, hounded by Baguio, who is now checked in the game. Ontiveros saves the ball, 8 to shoot. Villanueva against Baguio still. Villanueva for 3. Yes, sir!
Because that was a bad possession until the ball went through the net. Jonas Villanueva maybe over dribbled, but still, San Miguel, everything's going their way.
Here's Freeman, and he flies, and he scores. And Freeman now with 8. And the Beermen are on a roll here in the opening period. Rivas.
So that was the problem with Barangay Ginebra. They started out with the best unit that they could have, bringing in Eric Menk, which was their best 6-man. When that didn't succeed, all of a sudden you look at San Miguel, still a lot of weapons coming out of that bench. While for Ginebra, that offense will start to dip. And bad news because Rafi Rivas has not gotten up since he banged into Freeman.
Well, here's what happened.
Well, this is Rafi Rivas trying to get in. Looks like his face just hit the shoulder of Freeman, and 50-50 call right there. But they're going to say Rafi Rivas led off with his shoulder. But it looks like his knee may have banged into Freeman as well.
And you never like it when a player points to his knee. So it's 24-11, San Miguel. A scorching start here in Game 7. As we check our KFC delivery assist of the opening period, magpa-deliver sa KFC. Just dial 887-8888. KFC, it's finger licking good. And Rivas is still on the floor, right under the Ginebra goal.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Every time it's a problem with the knee, if you can stand up and start to walk it off, it's always a good sign.
Okay, there'll be a warning here against Rivas. Fronja Daba basically saying, injured ka na, you're still complaining. So Rivas is back on the bench. Sunday Salvacion now joins the fray. And San Miguel enjoying this 13-point lead.
Look at the turnovers. Barangay Ginebra with the problem with the turnovers. That's usually San Miguel's problem. And taking 8 points out of that is San Miguel.
Speaking of weapons coming off the bench, Mike Cortez, the best local weapon. Regardless if he starts or comes off the bench, he has had a great series here in the finals.
And what a turnaround from a guy that was injured and heading into the season, and all of a sudden he's one of your prime guys coming out of the bench.
Ontiveros to Freeman. As we approach the last 3 minutes of the opening period, and here's Pinisi, hounded by Wilson, 7 to shoot. And Cortez aware of the time, 3 to shoot. Mike Cortez on the move, basket won't count. It's an offensive foul against Mick Pinisi. And that's how Cortez got so open.
Mike Cortez, he loves to go left, so you're going to have to shade him going right. He did get to a spot, the spot that he wanted to in that set, but like you said, Mick Pinisi had a lot to do with it.
Here's Baguio. Noel swings it over. Salvacion fakes. Salvacion drives.
Miko, just great defense on the part of San Miguel. Really ran out at the three-point shooters and made a three-point shooter take a two-point shot, something that he didn't want to do.
Here's Cortez with 11 to shoot. And the ball is with Ontiveros. 8 to shoot. Dondon for 3.
rebound, San Miguel Pyramid.
And we'll take this time out. 2.5 remaining in the opening period. Still San Miguel here on top, 24-11. Back inside the big dome and turn around by Meng. Top shot. Ball being batted around as we thank Fernseed, the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the Multi-Light PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. Pressure is on Ginebra to bounce back in business here. Salvacion will miss the three.
That's tough because you need Sunday to hit that shot because that's a wide open shot. He's there for that person, for that purpose. You know that you're giving up a lot defensively, so he has to click offensively if you're Barangay Ginebra.
Under 2 minutes to go in the opening period. And here's Freeman. Can't get the bounce. Another rebound for David Noel. He has 6.
And offense has slowed down. You're looking at the top 2 teams defensively, and we're seeing it in the last 4 minutes of this quarter.
Look at that gang defense of Meng, but somehow he extricates. And Eric Meng gets his first field goal tonight.
Good job on the part of Coach John Chico. He didn't click in the first couple of minutes of this game. Gave him a rest, and now he's back for the last 2, hoping that his team can get a good run to close this quarter.
Here's Cortez. Overshoots. Freeman. No, sir. And Salvacion clears the rebound. That's an elbow. Hitting Freeman squarely in the face. A tough break.
So this has been a tough series. We've seen it all in this series, and you know that in the Game 7, everything is on the line. There's going to be a lot of emotions. Your Sunday now, you're just hoping that you can still stay in this game. Right here, big rebound on the part of Sunday Salvacion over Mick Pinisi. He knew that Freeman was around. Well, may have caught about his neck or his chest. You'd expect Freeman to get up from something like that.
Balikan foul penalty 2. And Sunday Salvacion out of the play court.
Well, you heard the announcement. Sunday Salvacion called for a flagrant foul penalty 2 for the elbow, which hit Freeman, and he's out.
So that is a huge development on the part of Barangay Ginebra. You lose one of your best 3-point shooters that has size. Now their problem is if they have to guard a 3-man or a 4-man, you know, that in-between forwards, the huge ones like the Jay Washingtons or a Mark Pingris, they can only go with a guy like Willie Wilson, who's already played 8 minutes, rather 10 minutes in this first quarter.
Well, there's Willie Wilson. He's going to have to pick up the cudgels, not for 3-point shooting,
definitely,
but on defense. Because we've seen Sunday guard guys like Mick Pinisi in this series.
And you know, you add to the fact, Nico, that Rafi Rivas, their big man that can guard a smaller guy, also has problems with his knee, and we don't know if he'll be back.
And thanks to Fernseed, the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the Multi-Light PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. Chico Lanete makes his first appearance tonight. And more weapons coming from the San Miguel bench as Jay Washington checks in.
And of course, Danny I also has been huge in this series.
Under a minute to play in the opening quarter. And so far, San Miguel with the clear upper hand. Another turnover against Ginebra. Here's Cortez. Daniel Defonso on the move. And Fronji Aldaba says, no, no, no. He was caught dancing to the wrong song.
Turnovers now creeping up just a little bit on San Miguel. They've had a lot of easy opportunities, but it's been erased by turnovers. You look at the offensive set right now for Ginebra. You've got Jay Washington on Eric Menk. That is a big advantage. They threw the ball away the first time around. Have to be patient, allow the big guy to get open, and then hit him when he has his spot. The other guy that's been absent for them, David Noel, up to this point, still scoreless.
Ginebra staring at a 12-point deficit. And there's a holding foul against Washington, and you called it. It's not going to be a picnic here for Jay Washington, who's not really a post-up defender.
Coach Shot Takisan realizes that he's going to send in Dorian Peña. He knows that he just has this set to stop Barangay Ginebra with only 14 seconds, and they're going to get the ball back. If they choose, they even have fouls to give.
Ginebra still staying within shouting distance here. Time winding down in the first, and that's another foul given up by the Beermen.
That's his first 13th foul for the San Miguel Beermen. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Ginebra with 14 seconds to operate with. Lanete has the basketball against Rosella. Inside, Menk against Peña. That shot was blocked. Here's Cortez on the move. Ginebra with fouls to give here. Well, they give it the foul, but not at the right time. Wait a minute. It's an offensive foul. It's an offensive foul against Daniel Defonso.
Well, like I said, for San Miguel, they're giving up opportunities right now. That was another easy layup, could have been. But again, turnover starting to hurt them last 3 minutes.
3 seconds to go. Baguio to Menk. And that gives the Barangay Big Dome faithful something to cheer about, because this has been a San Miguel opening quarter. As we end the first 12 minutes of play, a scorching start for the Beermen. They led by as many as 13 points. And Gabe Freeman leading the way with 9 as you check our Motolite leading scorers. Second quarter coming right up. You're watching Game 7 of the PBA Fiesta Conference Finals here on CS9. And you saw Sunday Salvacion getting ejected in that opening quarter. What is the latest on Sunday Salvacion, Magu?
Miko, Sunday was very upset in the dugout as he got thrown out. He says he was just trying to protect the ball. He was just really boxing out kasi naramdaman daw niya sumundot si Freeman. He never intended to hit him on the face. Well, now the only thing he can do is pray and cheer for Barangay Ginebra. Miko?
It's such a big loss considering how outside shooting is so integral here for Ginebra.
And like we said, for Sunday Salvacion, he's the only big guy that really has that touch. If you go with the other big guys at San Miguel, or rather Barangay Ginebra, that will be a problem.
And that was a problematic possession for Ginebra. You know, by the way, Ginebra has always led at the end of opening quarters in the series as Rosella misses a 3, except Game 3, which actually they won.
But it's the problem now if you're looking at Barangay Ginebra is you look at the first 2 quarters of the last game, and this quarter San Miguel has played sticky defense, has not allowed them to reach 20 points in the first in those 3 quarters that I mentioned.
Here's Lanete, and that's a foul given up by Rosella.
Number 17, Olsen Rosella. That's his first personal.
Olsen Rosella playing in his 18th finals. A lot of guys, they're happy to play in 1. He's been in 18. That's a lot of experience, a lot of championship experience there. Here's Lanete, Menk, top of the key. Menk on the move against Peña. And Rivas looks like he's okay. And Rivas goes up and he gets the layup.
Could have been a problem unit for Barangay Ginebra without David Noel and without JJ Helterbrand. Where are you going to get your offense? Rafi Rivas showing some aggressiveness, and there he gets his 2 points. Speaking of David Noel, we said he has to be aggressive in this game. Only 3 field goals so far and no points to show for it.
2 minutes having gone by in the second period. Here's Washington. And Wilson clearing the rebound.
Gotta love the way Willie Wilson blocks out and gives himself space so he has a chance to get the basketball.
Lanete calls the play. Here's Rivas handing it over to Baguio on the right side. Cyrus Baguio makes his move, falling away short. Baguio gets his own miss. That's going to be last touch on Washington. Great hustle being shown here by now an undermanned Ginebra team as we send you over to Leo Cruz.
Thanks, Mika. The Beermen started this game intense on the court, and Coach Schott has been equally, if not more, intense in the huddles. He practically demonstrates almost every play himself, using the ball boys as examples, and he's been calling them to be even more aggressive. He wants to get to the basket, make use of their height against Ginebra, and keep stressing defense, which he told me earlier was the key to this ball game. Nico and Jason?
Well, expect Shot Atkinson to be a little more vocal and a little more graphic because Ginebra is making their move here in the second period.
A mini run courtesy of offensive rebounds. Cyrus Baguio has kept the ball alive twice, and right now they're playing with a big unit, going to a zone defense.
A sorry miss by Peña. And here's Lanete. 6-point game. Meg fires. And it rattles out.
San Miguel got away with that one. Dorian Peña should have stayed with Eric Meg. Decided to go with a guy farther away from the basketball. You're not going to get a lot of freebies from Ginebra.
Here's Cortez. Mike Cortez has been the man of the moment, the man of the series for the San Miguel Beermen.
Just extending that defense because he's hitting that outside shot, and he still has that quickness to get to the basket.
Back to an 8-point lead.
The 3-point field goal. Talking about Barangay Ginebra having to hit their shots. They don't have the lead because they can't find their first 3-point shot of this game.
Here's Lanete. Olsen Racela, chased by Noel. Back pass, Daddy I, and he gets the layup. But San Miguel really bouncing on every Ginebra mistake here in the first half.
You gotta love the way Olsen Racela gave up that basketball. It's just a millisecond that he had to make David Noel go to him. Was able to do that, and David Noel finally gonna get a foul. And finally going towards the basket, attacking the defense of San Miguel.
Foul is against Mike Cortez, his second personal. But you know, San Miguel's defense is not even allowing David Noel to get that basketball.
The credit has to go to the big guys that have had their time on David Noel. You've got Mark Pingris, who played excellent defense on him. Plus, he gave you gave you 6 points. And now Danny I, you know that he has the offense, and now he's also playing good defense on David Noel.
And we'd like to thank Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Is it in you? Over 7 minutes remaining in the second period, and San Miguel is on top by 10. Here's Noel, cross court, Baguio, 4 to shoot. Are they aware of it?
No, Baguio doesn't know it.
And nice swipe by Baguio, and Baguio is all alone.
Miko, you talked about how good this offensive unit of San Miguel on the floor is, but actually they have struggled. They haven't really put up a lot of points on the board because the defense of Ginebra getting better as the game's going on.
You look at San Miguel's unit on the floor, great combination of wisdom and energy as you look at our Mr. Donut Surprise family. We gave them a dozen Mr. Donut donuts for the Tan family. Magwi ng saya, magwi ng sarap only from Mr. Donut. They have experience from Danny I and Olsen, and they have energy from Washington, Cortez, and Freeman. But they can't seem to put a run together to put Ginebra away here in the first half.
Yeah, they shot very well in the first quarter, but now they're shooting a dip because Ginebra's defense has become more stingy. But one thing that's been consistent the entire game for Barangay Ginebra, J.J. Helterbrand hitting his stride.
Helterbrand now in double figures with 10. I tell you, I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it with that bad hamstring and all. And here's Freeman, and he missed it. Turnover. As we send you over to Magu Marja.
Miko, how hard J.J. Helterbrand is pushing himself should be a cause for concern for all the Barangay Ginebra fans out there. Before this game started, he talked to us about pacing himself because back in Game 6, he had to sit out the last few minutes just because he said he just simply ran out of steam. So in this game, he wanted to pace himself early, but because they couldn't get anything going early, he had to push. How far can he take this? That is the big question.
But traditionally in the series, J.J. Helterbrand, even before he hurt that hamstring, not really as productive in the fourth as he is during the first 3 quarters of games.
You know, he really has to push himself and, you know, plays a lot of minutes. What's really scary for JJ Helterbrand, talking about him, is that his first couple of shots that he has to take in this game are not easy shots. He has to go to the basket. It's not set up 3-point shots. If you look at fast break points, San Miguel is the one with 10 fast break points compared to Barangay Ginebra, and Ginebra was the team that wanted to run.
6-point game in favor of the Beermen. Here's Villanueva. Where's he going? He fires with a shot clock winding down. And the ball ends up with JJ Helterbrand. Helterbrand on the move. And Rivas will get the layup. And this mammoth crowd roars in approval as Ginebra pulls within 4.
Time for points for San Miguel. Ginebra's making their run. They're having trouble scoring.
Cortez for 3. Yes, sir. Is he having a big series or what?
Mike Cortez, almost a forgotten man. He was traded from Alaska just last year because they thought that he would flourish in this system. Finally, the man is flourishing in the San Miguel uniform.
And that's a turnover. San Miguel on the run. And Villanueva alley-oop. And Baguio breaking up the play.
Number 3, Cyrus Baguio.
First personal against Cyrus Baguio with 5:27 remaining here in the second period. Eric Menk will check back for Ginebra. Baguio will sit down. Mamarel also sitting down. Ronald Tubit also back on the floor here for Coach Joe Wichico.
Ronald Tubit has to come up big for Barangay Ginebra. In the first 9 minutes that he played, only took 1 shot, and he had that offensive foul. They need points from Ronald Tubit. He was co-MVP of last year's Fiesta Conference. He can play in the big game.
Here's Freeman. 8 to shoot. And Freeman goes up. And he gets the layup. Gabe Freeman now with 11 points. And it's back to a 9-point San Miguel lead as the Beermen weather that Ginebra rally here in the second quarter.
San Miguel has to have big shots every time Ginebra makes a run. 3-point shot by Mike Cortez bets the lead back to 7 points. Now an attack by Freeman, and all of a sudden that threat is down.
Speaking of that 3-pointer, that was a highlight of our Gatorade halfway point. Mike Cortez showing a lot of poise and a lot of guts with that Gatorade halfway point big shot. As you take a nice big picture of this mammoth crowd. Members of our Board of Governors there, Mr. Joaquin Trillo, Mr. Tony Chua, Mr. Rene Pardo. Commissioner's Row, Mr. Patrick Gregorio there of March 4. Randy Santiago also part of this big crowd, as well as our very own Mr. Nito Inocos. Mr. Henry Cowanco. Watching his Ginebra team quite eagerly. This is a huge PBA Friday crowd inside the Big Dome. As we thank Fernseed, the official vitamins of the PBA, a proud sponsor of the Motolite PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. Really, you should really take your vitamins. Weather's gone from bad to worse. Meantime, here's David Noel, and he gets the reverse. Only the 4th point for David Noel. And San Miguel still ahead here, 34-27. It's a matchup for the ages. Danny I against Bank. A near tip in by Freeman. And Cortez goes up and scores off the glass.
Have the basket has to be credited to Gabe Freeman, keeping the ball alive. Just a lot of energy, and Mike Cortez just playing out of his mind. Same thing with JJ Helterbrand.
12 points in a gutsy effort so far for Helterbrand. And San Miguel still holds on to a 36-29 lead. And an interception here for Ginebra.
Got a good pass so far, Danny. I no need to thread the needle. Still very early in the shot clock.
Bullet pass here. Tubit for 3. Yes, sir!
Rico, you know Barangay Ginebra is going to keep on coming. Ronald Tubit finally hits a big shot outside. That can lift his game.
Rolling goes in for Rafi Rivas.
Back with us here More second quarter action, and check out our KFC delivery assist in the second quarter. Magpa-deliver sa KFC. Just dial 887-8888 KFC. It's finger licking good. Ginebra chipping away at that deficit. It was biggest at 13 points. Now it's just a 4-point lead for the Beermen. Danny Ildefonso against Mink. And Danny I will miss. Noel with a rebound.
Danny I, he hasn't been hitting his shot. He's only 1 out of 4. Had a couple of open looks.
And Helterbrand trying to organize here. Helterbrand, he'll take the 3. Yes, sir! $15 points for Helterbrand, and it's just a 1-point game.
You know, he has taken his heart, he has taken his MVP trophy, and he's worn it on his sleeve right now. He has just missed 1 shot from the field.
It will take an incredible amount of poise for San Miguel to withstand every Ginebra rally that will occur, and we expect a lot to occur in this game.
And we've seen it here in the first half alone. Ginebra is going to keep on coming. San Miguel took that early lead. And you know that Ginebra, even though it's just a 4-0, 6-0 run, the crowd almost makes you think that they've just taken the lead.
Billy Mamarel back on the floor. Menk will sit down. Big challenge here for Jongo Ichigo to try and keep his big guns fresh.
Yeah, that's right, because you've got David Noel already playing 20 minutes. Willie Wilson has got 16. JJ's already got 17. Big difference when you look at the other side, when the biggest number of minutes is 17 by Freeman.
And a mystery by Jonas Villanueva. Loose ball foul here, spotted by Tronjil Dabat. It will go against Ginebra. It's against David Noel, and that's his first personal.
You know, interesting that you also brought that point out that about minutes and keeping people fresh. The one guy that has really put in a lot of minutes in the series is David Noel, the only guy that's averaging over 42 minutes a game. In the last 3 games, he played upwards of 45 minutes.
Meantime, here's Jonas with a getaway. Brilliant move, and he has 9 points tonight.
You know, JJ Helterbrand, for all that he has done offensively, still has that hamstring hurting because he's not going to give up on that play if he's not 100%.
Here's Tubit from the corner. And Tubit will take 3 free throws.
Yeah, that's a good call. Jonas Villanueva rammed into Ronald Tubit, came a little too close. That's not a good foul on his part. Right there, you can see it. Jonas Villanueva trying to get back, getting his hand in the process.
Sometimes I think players are just looking for an excuse to foul Tubit. And like I said, Tubit has that great gift, the gift of annoyance. Not everyone has it, and he's able to use it quite well. As we thank Fernseed, the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the Multilight PBA Fiesta Conference Finals.
And right now, Ronald Rubin, remember he had that 3-point shot in the corner. Now he has 3 free throws. And watch out, because Barangay Ginebra is just looking for another guy to contribute, and you don't want Ronald Rubin to be that guy if you are San Miguel.
Cyrus Baguio checking back in. Baguio could be that 4th option for Ginebra, who knows? And here's the 3rd free throw for Ronald Tubit, and he missed it. Nonetheless, Ginebra pulls within 3. 40-37 with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. A spin by Villanueva and a wild shot, and Mamaril clears the rebound. And here's David Noel, who only has 4 points so far. Tubit for 3. Here's Pingris, he'll attack. But he has nowhere to go. Penisi left open. That's a 3!
You have to say, Mick Penisi, one of those guys that love the spotlight. Game 7, starts hitting his 3s.
Yeah, Jason, this crowd is breathless because we are seeing great performances from players like Willie Wilson, was really played beyond his size in this game, in this series, actually.
As a player, you give everything on the floor in a Game 7. You just wish that you can give enough to give your team that victory, and you just lay it out on the line, and that's what we see on every face, and the face of every guy, the 10 players that's on the floor every time out.
So 1 minute and 6 remaining here in the second period, and San Miguel protecting their 6-point lead. They have Villanueva, Penisi, Pingris, Freeman, and Ontiveros on the floor. Ontiveros is in motion here, but he can't get the pass, and Pingris crashes to the floor. Foul might go against Billy Mamaril here.
It's going to go against Ronald Rubin, and so far, Barangay Ginebra coaching staff is riding the wave of Ronald Rubin, which has gone up and down, helped them with a 3-point shot, then all of a sudden took a 3-point shot 30 feet away from the basket, and now gives up a foul. So, like you said, Ronald Rubin has to keep his head in the game because he's vital for this team, especially without Sunday Salvacion.
Sunday Salvacion was ejected at the 1 minute and 4-second mark of the opening quarter for committing a flagrant foul penalty too. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter. And the ball is with Gabe Freeman. It's import against import. 6 to shoot. Freeman for 3. Not his cup of tea, and that's a miss. And here's Noel for 3. Short. Penisi clears the rebound for San Miguel. 30 seconds remaining. And what has been a blistering first half here. 12 to shoot. Villanueva has the leather. That's another foul against Ronald Rubin. That's his third.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Subdivision J.J. Hildebrand to Ronald Rubin.
And as expected, Tubid will have to sit down. J.J. Hildebrand is sent back in.
I think Coach John Chico just had enough of the Ronald Tubid show for the last 2 minutes.
So 8 seconds to work with here. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Villanueva fires. Freeman with a rebound. That's a specialty of the house.
And those offensive rebounds, if you're the opposing team, just drains you because you played good defense, and yet the other team gets another possession.
3 seconds to go, and a foul is spotted here. That basket will not count. First personal against Ontiveros. Bierman with one more foul to give here. With 3.4 seconds remaining, Racela is back on the floor for San Miguel. So Ginebra trying to write the last sentence of the second chapter. And again, stay within shouting distance here in Game 7.
Sure, Barangay Ginebra got to get the ball to either JJ or Noel because you can't expect Wilson or Mamaril to create something with 3 seconds.
Here's Hildebrand, 1 second to shoot. And that's a last foul given up.
Number 17,
second personal against Racela. And now San Miguel in the penalty. So honest to goodness defense here for San Miguel. Ginebra with 1.2 seconds to try and score. And that's a defensive stop for the San Miguel defense. David Noel and the rest of the Gin Kings will be trailing by 8 points as they enter the halftime break. This is Game 7. One last game, one last time. And Hildebrand, so far a heroic effort with 15 points, playing hurt and all. Gabe Freeman leading the way for San Miguel with 13. That's our Motolite leading scorers cast. Let's send you over to Leo Cruz.
Thanks, Nico. I'm with Mike Cortez. Mike, great start in this ball game, but Ginebra always, of course, in striking distance. What do you have to do to sustain this lead?
We just gotta play defense. That's been our whole thing, the whole series. Play defense. We kind of got away from it, but last game we got back to it, and that's all we want to do is try to keep the crowd out of it and just play defense.
All right, and you've been having a great series so far, a great final series after coming in mid-conference.
Like you said, I came in mid-conference. I'm still kind of fresh than these guys. My legs are still fresh. I owe it all to my rehab in LA, Curlin and Joe rehab, and I owe all rehab to here in Moro.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck in the second half. Nico and Jason.
That is Mike Cortez and the rest of the San Miguel Beermen owning that 45-37 advantage at the end of the first half. Game 7, 1 half done, 1 half more to go. We'll be back with more from the Big Dome. This is the PBA Finals in CS9.
but it's different things on 1-8 because David Noel, you need him to really score for your team. It's not the same thing as Freeman because Freeman is the type of guy that will make points out of nothing. David Noel, with all his basketball IQ, is a guy that can really create things for his team. Top scorer, top rebounder, top assist guy for Barangay Ginebra.
So we welcome you to the third quarter of play. Again, San Miguel in Immaculate White, Ginebra in Fighting Red. At stake is the Fiesta Conference Championship. And an early foul here spotted by referee Thronji Eldaba. It's against Ronald Rubin, and that's his fourth.
You look at the coaching staff of Barangay Ginebra just looking the other way because they know that they want him on the floor. The question is Ronald Rubin willing to stay on the floor and keep himself in the playing court?
And Rubin's defensive assignment, Don Ontiveros. Meantime, here's Freeman with 6 to shoot. And Freeman, offensive foul here.
And so far, David Noel has done a good job on Freeman. He has not allowed him to get points out of one-on-one sets. The only time Freeman gets his points is it gets it off drop passes or from offensive rebounds.
Starting the second half for Ginebra, Willie Wilson, J.J. Helterbrand, Eric Menk, David Noel, and Ronald Rubin. Here's Wilson. Menk. Awkward looking jump hook from Eric Menk.
One of the things San Miguel has done really well after Eric Menk had a good game is that they've really been forced making him go right, which is not really his strong side. Loves to have that jump hook on his left hand. What they did right there, he went right, didn't miss, didn't hit the ring at all.
So our score has yet to move here in the second half. Here's Ontiveros over Rubin, and it rattles out. Fingers with an offensive rebound, and he missed the putback. One more try here. And persistence pays off for the Beermen. Freeman now with 15 points.
Offensive rebounds. Although we showed you the number that it's almost the same in terms of rebounds, Barangay Ginebra, rather San Miguel stood out. Big plus on offensive rebounds.
And Jonas Villanueva thought he had that shot cleanly. He hit Menk on the arm. As we send you back to Leo Cruz.
Thanks, Miko. I spoke to assistant coach Gia Banilla at the half, and he told me that the Beermen are definitely expecting a big third quarter from Ginebra. They have to match their intensity and be aggressive. Also, over the half, they made some technical adjustments on both offense and defense. They settled for the outside shot in the second quarter, and that's when Ginebra made that run, so they want to go inside out this third quarter. Back to you guys.
I like what Jong said, that at this stage in the series, at this stage of the season, there's really little you can do to surprise your opponent.
And the way he said it and the demeanor in which he said it is just the calmness just speaks a lot about Coach Jong Chico. But you cannot surprise rather San Miguel anymore. They have done their job in the same way on the other end. Now it's a player's game, and you have as a player to push yourself to the next level.
There's a foul against Eric Menk. First personal against Menk. As we thank Fern-C, the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. And as Villanueva misses, I have a question here from Dr. Rufino Tima. He's a big-time San Miguel fan watching over in Subic in Zambales, and he wants to know, why do coaches say that a game 7 is a player's game? Why is that?
Like I just mentioned it a while ago, you already have told your players what they have to do. You know what works in games 1 to 6. They've made their adjustments, but it's really a question of which player can put it into a different gear, and which player will crumble on the pressure, because there is a ton of pressure. It doesn't matter how you can say these guys are getting paid a ton of money, but they are still human.
Here's Helterbrand, who might need a superhuman effort to try and bring Ginebra back in this game. And here's Pingris on the move!
Because these first couple of minutes of this third quarter, no team is really taking control of it. Both teams are susceptible to a run.
Blocked from behind by Pingris. And Eric Menk with nowhere to go, but lucky to pick up a foul here against that impenetrable San Miguel defense.
Foul number 16, Mark Pingris.
And the foul is against Pingris, only his first. And earlier you saw a glimpse of the brother-in-law of Mark Pingris, Oyoboy Soto, part of this really mammoth gargantuan finals crowd. And Menk on the line for two. Lanete comes in for Tubid. Tubid now saddled with 4 personal fouls.
Chico Lanete, remember, he had a big game in game number 5, was controlled in game number 6. Maybe these odd games can give him a good game because they're going to need.
And you caught that conversion by Mike Cortez as you thank Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Is it in you? Now it's coming from all over the place. Coming from Cortez, from Pingris, from Freeman. I mean, talking about the San Miguel juggernaut.
You know, for Mike Cortez, every time he comes in, it's almost put in the first 2 minutes, you know he's going to have a basket. He's been instant offense for San Miguel.
Let's send you over to Leo Cruz.
Just a quick update, Miko and Jason. Gabe Freeman was very, very vocal in that last huddle. He was yelling all around, let's go on everything. The same thing, let's go, which I took to mean that he thinks that they're playing a good ball game. He wants them to play more of it. Plus, the coach is stressed on movement on offense. Back to you guys.
Well, Gabe Freeman, a lot of positive energy because San Miguel really on a tear here in the third. Here's Ontiveros against Baguio. Ontiveros backing up and somehow manages to score on that play.
Even the not pretty moves starting to pay dividends for San Miguel.
63-46, San Miguel in full control. And where's David Noel? Ginebra wanting to see more from David Noel, and he makes an aggressive move right there.
And that's what they want to see. You go to the basket, you go hard, you're bigger than the guy that's guarding you, or you're faster, so eventually advantage is on your side. And you look at down the court, he is the one advantage that they have in terms of matchups.
Here's our KFC delivery assist of the third quarter. Magpa-deliver sa KFC. Just dial 887-8888. KFC, it's finger looking good. And 1 out of 2 for Noel. And only 5 points for the Ginebra import in Game 7 so far. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Beermen are really moving fluidly here in this period. Here's Cortez for 3. Off to the right and goes over the backboard. A lot of confidence in that 3-point attempt by Mike Cortez. .16 to shoot. Baguio creates. He gets the layup.
Very quiet game for Cyrus Baguio. Also quiet in Game 6. He just might be the guy that could explode for Barangay Ginebra.
Here's Cortez. Danny I open shot. And there's a push. It's going against. It's against Rafi Rivas.
But before that shot, again, pick and roll of San Miguel hurting Barangay Ginebra. Funny because, but you'd expect Barangay Ginebra plays the pick and roll offense quite often. They would know how to defend it. But you change it up, San Miguel does it, and it's the same poison for both teams.
Both teams were in the penalty here with 3:22 remaining in the third. That foul by Rivas will send Freeman to the line, and the first free throw is good. Here's our Powerade Power Rebound featuring Gabe Freeman. Powerade, drink up, power up. And a split on the line for Freeman. Freeman now with 17 points. Up, anxious moments there. And there's a foul against Olsen Racela.
Foul on number 17, Olsen Racela.
Ginebra going to take that cheap foul. They're going to get JJ Helterbrand on the line to get more points for them. But you got to say, good coaching job on the part of Coach Jongy Chico. Every time San Miguel has its least or not their very best post defensive players on the floor, that's the time that he's able to put in his best offensive weapon at the post. So right now, again, Jay Washington will have to guard Eric Menk at the post, and that's the matchup that he wants, and he's been getting it.
And Hilterbrand really going all out here with 21 points as we thank Fernseed, the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the Multi-Light PBA Fiesta Conference Finals.
Well, that is just gonna hurt you. If you would like him to take any shot on the basketball court, that would be it.
Well, right now, Ginebra looking for anything that can act as a spark plug. And, Rivas had the right idea.
Got the fast break. Got a dunk opportunity. You have one side, a guy that doesn't like taking that three-point shot, making it. And on your end, Barangay Ginebra had a dunk and still couldn't finish it. Been the story of this game. A lot of opportunities missed by Barangay Ginebra. And for San Miguel, everything hasn't been going their way.
And of course, Caloocan Mayor Recom Echeverry has been a regular here in the finals as Rivas gets a split. And San Miguel still managing this 15-point lead, but it's a turnover, and so Ginebra will get the ball back with 2:51 remaining in the third quarter.
Olsen's not going to be happy with that. Gave up a cheap foul on one end, and then after that, gave up a cheap turnover, giving Ginebra a chance to get back into this game, closing out this quarter.
7 points for Noel. So Ginebra trimming down the deficit to 13 points with 2.5 remaining in quarter number 3. Washington has so far been held scoreless tonight. Here's Freeman flying, missing. A rebound for Mick, and he throws the ball away. Here's Cortez as we approach the last 2 minutes of the third. Washington for 3. Yes, sir!
You could say a 5-point swing happened there. Eric Menk giving up that basketball on his side of the court, forcing his team to play another full 24 seconds of defense. And then Jay Washington, you said he was quiet all day. Well, everyone heard that 3-point shot.
Meantime, Rosella commits his 4th personal foul, and this will send J.J. Hilterbrand back to the line.
How much more can you get from J.J. Hilterbrand? He's done everything. He's shot 8 out of 11 from the field. He's perfect from the free throw line the entire series, and that's the epitome of everything that you can get from J.J. Hilterbrand.
Director Rafa Roman is telling me it's Cristina Hermosa. I know. It's just a moment of silence out of deep, deep admiration and respect. And now back to the game. Here's Rosella. And Rosella over to Cortez. Cortez. Daddy Eye turn around. And that ball will go out of bounds. It will stay with San Miguel Beer. You see, you're still speechless.
Take a replay. Wala ba replay yun?
Here's Freeman, and now Cortez on the move. Outside, Olsen for 3. There goes over the backboard. Automatic violation there.
Miguel, we talked about how good San Miguel has played all game. It's a 14-point lead. A number that I'm sure Coach Jong Chico is not afraid of. He knows Barangay Ginebra. This is about 3 possessions that they'll have here in the 1 minute 20 seconds. And if they can make a little run, all of a sudden they're back in the game.
And a tip-in for Rivas. Ginebra fighting just to stay within shouting distance here in Game 7. 1 minute remaining in the third. It's a 12-point San Miguel lead. Rosella. Freeman. Here's Cortez. And he slips. And he holds on to that basketball. And there's a jump between Cortez and Baguio. And Hilterbrand is going to need every minute of rest he can have. Whatever Ginebra can give him, he'll take it.
Well, he almost feels like you don't want to get out of the game, but you know that your coaches know that you need some rest because he's going to have to get every ounce of energy from you to take back or to arrest this 12-point lead of San Miguel.
So the jump is between Skyros Baguio and the cool cat, Mark Cortez. They know each other very, very well. And Ginebra wins the jump. And they have the ball with 45 seconds remaining in the third. They're down by 12 big points. And Baguio now wanting to make his move. Baguio still has it. Baguio inside. Offensive foul.
I think the first couple of games of this series, San Miguel had been burned by the pick and roll of Ginebra. That time around, excellent job. Danny I showing every time Cyrus Baguio tried to go on that screen, forcing him out and giving his little guy enough space so that when Cyrus Baguio went to the basket, he could draw an offensive foul.
Point game in favor of the Beermen. Time winding down in the third. Ontiveros on the move. Here's Pingris. And back to Cortez. Washington. 10 to shoot. Washington still has the leather against David Noel. 7 to shoot. Washington. Where's he going? 5 to shoot. And the ball goes out. And it will stay with San Miguel with 1 on the shot clock. And Willie Wilson checks in. Menk also in. 10.9 seconds remaining in the third. San Miguel with 1 to shoot. So here's Ginebra, down by 12. Lanete makes his move. And Lanete, oh, he got it! And they'll check. A magical shot by Chico Lanete. And the officials will have to check if Lanete got it in time.
You are rewarded when you are aggressive. Look at Chico Lanete, not a lot of time on the clock, just wanting to go to the basket. Looks like he's going to have a lot of time. Ginebra San Miguel, a mini 4-0 run. Instead of being down by 6-17, which was the biggest lead, they're only down by 10.
So a magical shot by Lanete will make it a 10-point game. Helterbrand with 23 leading our Motolite leading scorers. Fourth quarter coming right up.
Taas bababa.
Of course, Mr. Peter Chan Leong, part of our management at Solar Sports. Right in the middle of that VIP section with the members of the Board of Governors, Joaquin Trillo, Mr. Tony Chua, and Mr. Rene Pardo. A lot of VIPs, part of this mammoth crowd. And Lanete inviting the contact here. And if you're in Ginebra, this is one you want to see. Guys like Lanete and Rivas making impact plays to keep Ginebra within shouting distance.
You want to make baskets, you go from point A to point B. What is point A, what is point B? Point A is from where you are, the next point is going to the basket. A lot of times we've seen Ginebra going away from the basket. 2 opportunities of Chico Lanete. Reason why he's on the free throw line is he's going to the basket, making the defense react to him.
Close to 21,000 fans inside the Big Dome. All tense, all excited, all anxious, waiting to see who will win the Fiesta Conference Championship. And it all ends tonight. Here's Pingris. Cortez. And now Ontiveros on the right side. San Miguel up by 10. They go to Washington against Wilson. That has been the matchup in the series. Washington turns around, and Wilson with another defensive stop.
And unit for San Miguel, no Gabe Freeman. Hey, Barangay Ginebra, opportunity to make a run.
Here's Lanete for 3. A rebound for Ontiveros. Biggest lead by San Miguel was at 17 points back in the third period. Daniel Defonso. Ontiveros. With a minute having gone by in the fourth. Open shot. Short. Rebound for Wilson. Here comes Baguio in the open court. And Baguio steps on the brakes. Wilson to Lanete on the left side. Chico Lanete makes his move, and he makes the layup.
Chico Lanete so far the only guy from Barangay Ginebra really attacking the basket. Cyrus Baguio had his opportunity, did not do it. Cyrus has to look at what Chico's doing and try to copy it because they're going to need more scorers.
And it's a steal by Baguio. This is just an 8-point deficit. Baguio zigzagging. Here's Noel. Noel back to Baguio. Great anticipation by Ontiveros.
And David Noel again. Opportunity to be aggressive. Only had one attempt in the third quarter. And that was a miss. So, you know, they're going to need something from David Noel. Makikita natin siya, nakakunot na yung noo niya. Pati yung mga fans ng Barangay Ginebra, nakakunot na rin ang noo.
Substitution, JJ Helterman for Cyrus Baguio.
Back inside the Big Dome, this is Game 7 of the Fiesta Conference Finals. And now let's send you over to Leah Cruz.
It's going to be all about defense for the San Miguel Beermen here in the fourth. Everything will revolve around that. Coach Shot Tapkinson said, they make a run, we make stops. He wants everyone to help out, especially the bigs. And on offense, they definitely want to push that basketball.
Well, in the middle of that report by Leah, Washington punctuates their offensive set with a slam dunk. And it's back to a 10-point lead for San Miguel, 72-62. Helterbrand back on the floor. And Menk is fouled and the basket is good.
For Barangay Ginebra, everything just becomes easier when JJ Helterbrand is on the floor. Has the basketball, ability to create, ability to set up his teammates. He's been the top scorer for his team so far. And of course, he's also been dishing out the assists.
Fourth personal against Jay Washington. And the bonus free throw goes in for Eric Nakia's 12.
But slowly, Barangay Ginebra chipping into that lead. Down to 7 right now.
Biggest lead was at 17 points back in the third period. And here's Cortez with 10 to shoot. For Jonas Villanueva against Lanete. Villanueva makes his move. And a nice pass for Pingris.
No substitute, Miko, for a guard getting into the paint because it just attracts so much of the defense and you get easy baskets. Saw it with JJ and again with John. Rather with Jonas.
Almost a turnover. 9 to shoot. And now Helterbrand has to create and hurry. 5 to shoot. Helterbrand for 3. No chance on that shot. And now the Beermen, you can sense they're bearing down on this tired Ginebra team. Here's Cortez. They go to Washington, who is getting hot here in the second half. Washington with a fake. And a nice pass. Unselfish play, Washington to Freeman.
That's another big stat. On one end, San Miguel already with 13 assists. In the entire game, Ginebra only has 8 assists, and 6 of those have, 9 assists, and 6 of those have come from JJ Helterbrand.
So it's back to an 11-point lead for the San Miguel Beermen, 76-65 with 8.5 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter.
So let me check that. 19 assists for San Miguel compared to only 9 for Barangay Ginebra.
Here's another KFC delivery assist. Magpa-deliver sa KFC. Just dial 887-8888 KFC. Finger licking good. Ginebra overcommitting on several plays, allowing San Miguel's big men to score on easy layups, and that has been the weapon of choice for San Miguel here in the second half.
You know, giving out that extra pass, and you know they have the advantages. They have some advantages from the outside, advantages from the inside. They talk about how they can play as a team. Now, if you're willing to give out that extra pass, everything becomes so much easier, and we've seen it with those 19 assists in the game so far.
Over 20,500 fans, not counting all the VIPs, you and me, of course, which is 1.5. And now let's send you over to Magu Marshall.
Miko, Coach Jong with Chico is starting to get upset at the bench of Barangay Ginebra, but he tried his best impression of being calm by just reminding everybody to keep on defending. and to not do anything stupid. Nico?
Well, that's putting it bluntly. 8 minutes remaining here in Game 7. Freeman fires short. And here's Lanete. He's on the move. Lanete, magical shot. Not enough magic on that play, but there's a foul here.
Personal foul, number 25, Gabe Freeman. That's his third 3 on the game.
Third personal against Freeman, and that foul will send Chico Lanete
Warning on Mark Fingers for resentment to
the line. And there's a warning here against Pingris for showing resentment to a call or non-call. All eyes now on Chico Balboa Lanete.
Missed 2 free throws a while ago. Can't afford to miss free throws in this game. Hasn't been good for them so far. They're only 15 out of 24. I think that's 16 out of 25 from the free throw line.
And of course, Ambassador Dandinko Huangco. And we play Tito Varela on top. And of course, Mr. Bongbong Marcos right in front of Mr. Varela. Glad to see Tito Varela in crisp green. You never forget your true colors, huh? And back to the game. Under 8 minutes to play here in game number 7. Time is winding down on the 4th in the series on the season. And here's Cortez, who passes it over to Villanueva, 4th to shoot. Villanueva loses it. And there's a scramble for the ball, picked up by Lanete. Lanete on the move, Lanete, no! Rivas is there for the tip-in.
And again, starting from penetration, you penetrate, you suck the defense. Although Lanete missed, it opens up offensive rebounds. And now again, cutting into the lead slowly. Ginebra again back in the game with only down by 7.
And here's Freeman. Boy, that interior passing by San Miguel is really driving Ginebra nuts.
Nico, at the start of this game, we mentioned how Ginebra is going to have a lot of runs. And so far, San Miguel has answered them and answered them quickly. Down to 7. Freeman gets 2 points right here. Chance to make it a 3-point play. Push it up to 10. Poise so far. It's a question of poise for San Miguel. They've been doing it. So far, you have to give them an A+.
And Fern C is the official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the Multi-Light PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. Here's Helterbrand. Helterbrand on the move. Helterbrand picks up his dribble. And it's a near turnover. Helterbrand gives the ball up to bit back in the game. And he loses it. "20 turnovers for Ginebra here in Game 7. Washington to Cortez on the left side. 10 to shoot here for San Miguel. They're up by 10 points. 79-69. And here's Villanueva attacks. And loose ball foul here against Ginebra.
Well, San Miguel, they've done everything right so far. Ginebra, they've had a little run here or there, but they've got to put a bit more points strung together. That's Ginebra, they're going to have to get, they're looking for some help. Cyrus Bago coming back in. JJ Helterbrand, he's done everything that he can. But we talked about this. How much does he have left in his tank?
I mean, we're not just in any fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter of Game 7 of the entire season.
Of the season.
As we thank Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA, is it in you? Ingris.
Good call. He traveled.
Ball goes back to Ginebra.
Look at this. Barangay Ginebra playing without a point guard. They're going to have David Noel with the basketball, hoping that this would really light a fire underneath him because he's going to have more of the basketball.
Here's Noel for 3 off the mark. What a rebound by Freeman. Here's Pingris as we hit the halfway mark of the fourth and final quarter. Villanueva with 10 to shoot, goes in. And it's another tip-in by Freeman. Just too much energy inside for the San Miguel Beermen.
Too many offensive rebounds. That they've been killing them with energy. Talk about, is Ginebra tired right now? Last couple of minutes, they look like the tired team compared to that of San Miguel.
So it's a 30-second timeout here for Ginebra. And the San Miguel fans, they're ecstatic because this juggernaut of a team is really bearing down on an undermanned Ginebra squad and showing why they were the top seeds to begin with here in the Fiesta Conference. Over 20,000 fans witnessing what has transpired here in this Game 7 showdown between Ginebra and San Miguel.
For Ginebra, they're almost seems like they're feeling the loss of their lineup or their rotation thinning out. Sunday Salvacion removed from this game. Couple of players that are used to playing about 14 minutes have to play additional minutes right now. And they started this series undermanned in terms of talent. You take away one more, and that really is just another thorn on already a crippled team.
Here's Noel. It's been a long night for David Noel.
Now he's shooting over 45% from the three-point line in the series, but when it's winning time, you have to make the defense react, make them foul you and go to the basket.
Here's Freeman, and Beermen throw the ball away. Noel has the basketball, gives the ball up. Baguio on the right side, 16 to shoot. Here's Tubid. Tubid goes inside for 2. 7 points for Ronald Rubin, who's been in foul trouble all game long.
Another telling stat for Barangay Ginebra: no three-point made baskets the entire second half.
I'm sure they're missing Sunday Salvacion at this point. There's a miss by Jonas Villanueva, and he's hurt. And it's going to be a foul against Freeman. That basket will not count. And Jonas Villanueva is still on the floor.
That's a foul on number 25, Gabe Freeman.
So fourth personal against Freeman. Let's see what happened with Jonas Villanueva here.
Right there, Mamaril bumped. Just went into the direction of Mamaril at nagparamdam na naman si Billy, but he was there at his spot. When you jump in that direction, going for a layup, your entire body, especially that side where you're hitting that layup, is wide open.
It's prone.
Yes, very prone, and you get hit in that area. It's almost like the wind just gets knocked out of you.
Especially if you get hit by Billy Mamaril.
You give another 40 pounds to the other guy, it's like a heavyweight against a featherweight.
If it was Billy's father, Romy Mamaril, masakit kasi matulis. With Billy, it's both. It's sharp and it's hard. A lot of muscle going into that push. So Villanueva will try and catch his breath, but do expect him to come back here before the game ends. Meantime, here's Helterbrand, hounded by Ontiveros. Ball back with Helterbrand. Ginebra down by 10. Under 5 minutes remaining in Game 7. And Helterbrand looking for an opening, looking for anything. Finds Wilson at the post. And Wilson is pushed out of position by Mark Pingris.
Mark Pingris, that's his fourth 15 foul for the San Miguel Beermen. Shot clock at 14 seconds.
Let's check our Gatorade halfway point of the fourth quarter, featuring the energy of Gabe Freeman, who never gives up on any play. Gatorade halfway point of the fourth. Let's swing back to live action here. 9 to shoot. Helterbrand with the basketball. Ginebra down by 10. 5 to shoot. Mamaril attacks. And offensive foul.
That's the problem when Barangay Ginebra has to play with 3 big. They're unable to space the floor the way they want to. They want to have 4 3-point shooters around that 3-point line and 1 guy sliding down. If you have Willie Wilson along with Billy Mamaril, that leaves 2 guys at the post. Spacing not as good.
And now time is beginning to be a factor here. San Miguel managing this 10-point lead. 7 to shoot. Mike Cortez with the basketball. They leave him open. And the ball ends up with David Noel. Tubid on the run. Helterbrand on the move. Helterbrand could not pull the trigger on the three. And Helterbrand needs help, and there's a reach in here against Ontiveros. San Miguel is in the penalty.
A couple of cheap fouls have gone the way of San Miguel. All started with the Freeman foul on one end. Then Fingris fouled another one, and right now Ontiveros, that's 3 quick fouls, and you put Ginebra San Miguel at the free throw line, chance to cut into the lead.
Fernseed, official vitamins of the PBA, proud sponsor of the 2009 Motolite PBA Fiesta Conference Finals. On the line is
San Miguel Bierman for bench decorum.
On the line is David Noel, and there's a warning on the San Miguel Bierman for improper bench decorum. Noel, first free throw here.
Two free throws for David Noel.
David Noel. Fans wanting him, needing for him to get more involved. And now let's get an update on Jonas Villanueva from Lea Cruz.
If you're wondering about Jonas, well, he just got hit really hard in the stomach, and he looks to be fine. He's just resting it out on that bench. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back in his ball game. Miko?
Back to David Noel, who gets a split. So it's a 30-second timeout here for San Miguel. No one really is exempt from a pressure of a Game 7. Doesn't matter if you're the star player, you're the last player on the bench, or you're the import. It will have an effect on you. Some people thrive with the pressure, and some players buckle under it.
For this game, it seems that David Noel, yes, he's helped out with the 13 rebounds, but he's missed a lot of shots, especially here in the second half. So only has 8 points. For a guy that was their top scorer, top rebounder, top assist guy, he's only managed 8 points, 13 rebounds, only 2 assists. And you couple that with the 6 turnovers that he's had, that's why it seems that he's become so gun-shy, almost like he wants to stay away from the basketball.
He gets a feeling, you know, whatever is the opposite of Midas touch, that he might have it. In the meantime, Daniel Defonso and the rest of the San Miguel Biermen looking at that clock, hoping it can go fast forward. Here's Freeman, who's been so energetic tonight. Cortez falling away. Rebound for Ronald Tubid. 3:14 remaining in Game 7. Will Ginebra have enough time, enough shots, enough strength, enough will to get back in this ball game?
Good idea on the part of Ronald Tubid, but not the greatest of shots. If it's not there, you have to have the composure to kick it out and settle for a good shot.
Full cat here, handoff, Fingris, back to Cortez. Cortez goes baseline, back to Fingris, 3 to shoot. Daniel Defonso, he has to fire away. And a rebound will end up with, the ball will go to Ginebra. Freeman trying to save the ball, but he was not in time.
You know, San Miguel has missed a number of shots in succession. Ginebra, all they have to do is really attack the basket and try to get some points because it's available right now.
Well, with 2:40 remaining, that one final push for Ginebra will have to start now. And Helterbrand here finds Noel. Menk wants that basketball. Handoff, Wilson. Wilson, he has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Villanueva back on the floor. Handoff, Daniel! San Miguel, I believe they can already smell victory here with 2:21 remaining in the fourth. Approaching the last 2 minutes of Game 7. It is Wilson, and somehow sneaks in for that two-pointer. Wilson with 5 points.
That's a good offensive set. Not only did they get the 2 points, obviously, but they cut out just a few seconds off the clock.
Welcome to the Motolite. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Motolite. Pangmatagalan. Last 2 minutes of the series. Last 2 minutes of the season. Daniel Defonso against Menk. Here's Freeman, who fakes. Freeman. And he is fouled by David Noel.
It's painful right there. Freeman wasn't even looking at the ring. But the temptation to try to swipe the basketball. Just too great for David Noel.
Two free throws for Gabe Freeman.
There was a time San Miguel was thinking about whether or not to keep Gabe Freeman. They brought in Chris Williams for a couple of games, but ultimately they stuck with Gabe Freeman. And if San Miguel holds on to this lead, San Miguel will not regret making that decision. And Pingris, remember, Pingris was part of that big start by San Miguel in the first quarter.
He had a ton of points. Not only did he do his share in terms of points, he did his rebounds, gave a number of assists. He has been huge in this closing game.
Daniel Defonso, and he is fouled, and he will take two. 1 minute and 24 remaining here in game number 7.
This last offensive set just really painful for Barangay Ginebra. They fouled Freeman when he wasn't supposed to be fouled. He missed 2 free throws, gave them an opportunity, but they didn't clear off defensive glass. San Miguel eats up more time, and now they're back at the free throw line. This really just looks to me, Barangay Ginebra, tired team, did not get anything anymore from JJ Helterbrand in the fourth quarter. Did not get anything from David Noel in only 2 points in the second half and nothing in the fourth quarter. And Eric Menk also only 3 points or 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Daniel Defonso, this is going to be an emotional championship if San Miguel holds on. For Daniel Defonso personally, on a personal level, and San Miguel now on top 85-74. Back with us here with 1 minute and 21 remaining in the fourth. And Helterbrand still plugging away. He'll be helped out by Dondon here and Mark Pingris. You know, Helterbrand scoreless here in the fourth. In this series, somehow, for some reason, Helterbrand does not produce as much in the fourth as he does in the first 3 quarters. And you have to salute Helterbrand for how far he has brought Ginebra without Mark Aguiwa by his side.
You know, it just shows how much effort he has to put into the first 3 quarters to allow his team to have an opportunity to win. And when the fourth quarter comes, it's almost like he's hoping that one of his guys can come up big to close out the game.
And now Ginebra will be giving up fouls to try and save some time and maybe even watch San Miguel miss some free throws here. And you know, Ginebra at this point could still be feeling the ill effects of that opening quarter when San Miguel raced a 13-point lead off that energetic start, fueled by guys like Jonas Villanueva and Mark Pingris and Gabe Freeman. And Danding Cojuangco consoling his brother, Henry Cojuangco. Henry, of course, associated with Ginebra. And Ambassador Danding Cojuangco always backing up the San Miguel Beermen. And a rebound here for David Noel. Let's see if Ginebra still has one last push in them. Helterbrand for 3, in and out.
Because that's been the story. No 3-point shots the entire second half. This is a team that threw up 196 3-point shots, averaging more than 30 a game in the series, and in this game could only muster 2 makes in the critical game of the series.
And it didn't help that they lost Sunday Salvacion in the opening quarter because of a flagrant foul penalty too. So no Sunday specials at all in this game. And you know, the promise of San Miguel's juggernaut lineup now coming into fruition in the historic first ever Game 7 meeting between these two storied organizations. It does appear that San Miguel is going to win out.
Very interesting. First time they've met in a Game 7 for all the years that these two franchises have been good and really made their name in the PBA.
And now it's just a matter of time before San Miguel hoists their 18th PBA championship. That is unprecedented. It is unequaled. The winningest team in the PBA is about to celebrate yet another PBA championship here in front of 21,000 fans. And I tell you, there are some Ginebra fans here that may want to leave because they cannot bear to watch, but they can't move because they have 21,000 fans here. It's hard to move. It's hard to get out.
Migo, we have to give credit to Barangay Ginebra. If you were a Barangay Ginebra fan heading into this series, someone said you will have 2 chances to wrap up this series, I'm sure you would have taken it. They had 2 chances. They got beaten in Game 6. They seemed like they came out a little flat in Game 6. Had another chance in Game 7. But in the first couple of minutes, really, San Miguel took control and really took a lot of wind out of the sails of Barangay Ginebra just in the start of the game.
And that's a 3-pointer for Ronald Rubin. With 41 seconds remaining here. Here's Pincris. So it's time management here for the San Miguel Beermen. Just less than a minute away from championship bliss. And confetti is now being hurled into the air. We still have 21 seconds remaining here. But some of the Ginebra players already heading over to the San Miguel bench to congratulate their San Miguel counterparts. So we still have 21 seconds remaining here. What about Bethune Shot Tankinsin? Assembling this team and bringing them all the way to the finals, and he finally brings them to the promised land.
Well, last time he experienced a championship, he was side by side with Coach Jongoy Chico wearing the jersey or the coach's uniform of Barangay Ginebra. Was asked to move over to San Miguel for another shot at a head coaching job and another shot of building or winning a championship. Took less than 2.5 years. It took less than 2 years. And finally, he's done it again. What's amazing is, for Coach Shot Tankinsen has never lost in a series to Coach Jongoy Chico.
That is a phenomenal stat. Shot Tankinsen was not drafted. He's not signed. It took a while before he got to play, and then he became coach of Ginebra, and now he's going to become a champion coach of the San Miguel Beermen. And just 10 seconds remaining here, and the celebration has started for your 2009 Multi-Light PBA Fiesta Conference champions, the San Miguel Beermen. Championships for the winningest franchise in PBA history, and even the director gets a victory ride. Why not?
It's a team effort from the players all the way up to the management. The management had set up this team to win. You know, they tried to get the best available players and tried to really find tried to find the holes within the team, tried to fill it in, fill it up, and finally there was a promise for this team to reach glorious heights. And today they finally did.
And remember, in a reinforced conference, you have to get the right import. They got their import in Gabe Freeman. What about Danny Ildefonso? I don't know how he was able to concentrate in playing the series given the personal circumstances that his family is undergoing. And that ice-cold bottle of beer is going to taste so good for these beermen tonight. I don't care if it's ice-cold Sub-Zero. Room temperature, it doesn't matter. It's going to taste real good.
Been a long wait for a lot of these players. You know, these two teams, they have been the kings of the Fiesta. 4 out of the last 6 Fiesta conferences, it has been won either by San Miguel or Ginebra. This year, it's San Miguel's turn. Last year was Ginebra's. And you know, winning a championship as a player, just a culmination of all the hard work you put into a season, and you can just envy and the enjoyment of all the players out there for San Miguel.
We'll be back with the awarding ceremonies live from the Big Dome.
Welcome to the championship mecca of the Philippines, with thousands of PBA fans and millions more watching over on CS9 have been witness to jaw-dropping, heart-stopping finals action. My name is Patricia Bermudez. He's on right here at center court to award the 2008-2009 Model I PBA champions, the San Miguel Beermen! Before anything else, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call in our hardworking PBA Commissioner, Sonny Barrios, with the PBA Chairman and the Governor of the Alaska Aces, Mr. Waki Trillo, to help us in our ceremonies, along with the National Trade Development Manager of Modalite, Mr. Hector Anastasio. First, ladies and gentlemen, we shall acknowledge this conference's runner-up team. They made it to the semifinals outright via a winner-take-all showdown, fought gallantly to get through to the semifinals, and of course, they kept everyone off of their seats right here in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, our runner-up team, the Barangay Ginebra Kicks. JJ Halderbrand, our season MVP, and 2004 MVP Eric Meng, receiving the award for your runners-up, the Barangay Ginebra Kicks.
and foremost, before anything else, I would like to thank God for this opportunity to play this game in front of all of you. Same time, I want to thank you Ginebra crowd for coming up here. It's always been a pleasure playing in front of you. You make the game fun, exciting. And I also would like to thank yung fans naman ng San Miguel Beermen. I know, alam ko how hard it is to come out na medyo mas marami sumisigaw kaysa sa inyo, pero I thank you for braving it out and showing your support for us. And I'd like to thank our players for both teams. Ginebra really pushed us to the limit, and I mean, they really gave us a good series. It just so happens, by the end of the clock, lamang lang kami. It could have gone either way. But I would like to thank our players, thank our management, and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Back with us here inside the Big Dome. Again, the final score of Game 7. San Miguel winning over Ginebra 90-79 by the 29 points of Gabe Freeman. And Jonas Villanueva doing the honors. And Jonas also adjudged finals MVP for this really bemedaled San Miguel Beermen squad. And San Miguel really bearing down on Ginebra in this Game 7, showing why they were considered juggernauts in this Fiesta Conference.
Like we said, Ginebra had 2 chances to wrap up this series. Really couldn't do it in Game 6. I felt that they weren't prepared, especially mentally. Team wasn't ready to win. And when San Miguel had their opportunity to close it out, at the first sound of that buzzer to start this game, they really played with much more energy compared to that of Barangay Ginebra in this game.
Okay, I think Magu is standing by inside the San Miguel locker room. Magu, are you ready, Magu?
Yes,
do you have your raincoat on?
We are starting to get ready. I actually forgot my raincoat, but with us is Mike Cortez, one of the key players in the finals for the San Miguel Beermen. Mike, a lot of people wrote you off after 2 injuries, but your game spoke louder than words. What do you say to that?
Hey, they wrote me off, but I came back and they helped my team win. That's all I wanted to do, is come in and do what Coach asked me. You know, I had a great rehab in LA, I had a great rehab in Moro, I had a great surgery with Dr. Calas, and hey, everything's written.
Thank you very much, Mike. Congratulations. That's all right. That's it. Congratulations, Mike. And with us, Mark Pingris. Pare, champion ka na naman dito sa San Miguel Beermen. Ano tumatakbo sa isip mo?
Well, una-una, papasalamat ako kay Lord sa lahat ng pinagdasal namin kagabi. Ang misis ko, si Danica. Thank you. At gusto kong batin si mama ko, parating nagdadasal yan. Ate ko, si Joans, si Mama Linda, si Kuya Regine, si Danica, ang baby ko, ang mga katulong ko sa bahay, mga Kasupang family, Prado family, sa mga Corners Boys, sa Pangasinan, Busurubi, Pangasinan. Salamat sa suporta nyo. Thanks God! Thank you!
Congratulations once again, Mark Pingris. Now we have Danny Ildefonso. Danny, grabe yung pagbabalik mo mula dito sa injury mo. Came in halfway through the conference. Maraming kontrobersya, pero ito, 4 years in the making, your 7th title overall in the PBA. Kamusta ka?
Unang-una, salamat kay God sa binigay niyang lakas sa amin at nanalo sa akin at nakabalik po ako sa finals. Maraming salamat kay God. Siya po talaga kaya kami nag-champion dahil kay God. Maligo ka na kalak! Hoy, mabati ako!
Sige, bati ka na, Danny.
Pangalawa po, maraming salamat po kay Boss Danding. Si Boss na magandang supportan niyo po sa amin. Boss Danding, tsaka kay Boss Ramon Ang, Boss Henry, si Boss Robert Non. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. At binabati ko po lahat po mga taga-Pangasinan. Ano yung pag-review kayo amin. Salamat sa support tayo. Lalo dito nanay ko, nanay tatay ko, tsaka mga kapatid ko, at tsaka
SD Enterprises, yung mga tao ko sa Surprise, SD Enterprises, sa Piggery, sa Poultry, yung mga tao namin. at saka, belated happy birthday po kay Mayet Sumira, Charlie.
The champion once again, congratulations to Ildefonso. For most improved player to champion. And sa star-studded na team na to, inakala mo ba na ikaw ang iranging finals MVP?
No. Never, kasi hindi ko na iniisip yun. I never thought of any awards or anything na, any individual awards. So I'm just trying to improve kasi I felt na kailangan ako ng tubig na wala si Mike.
MVP!
So, yun. So, I'm just...
Okay ka ba?
Okay lang.
Congratulations once again. What a banner year for you. Ganito ba inisip mo nung pumasok ka sa PBA?
Hindi. Kasi star-studded nga, so trying to learn from everyone. Trying to find yung role ko, kung ano yung matutulong ko sa team. Then, yun, it just happened na nag-improve and everything fell into place.
Congratulations once again, Jonas Villanueva. Babati daw muna.
Pasalamat ako sa daddy ko, sa mga taga-Bukawi, Balikan, kay John, sa Sibak Party List, kay Congressman Joel, sa buong Villanueva family, sa suporta nila. They always believed in me. So, thank you sa inyo lahat.
So that is what's going on right now from over here at the San Miguel dugout. Punta muna tayo kay Miko and Jason, but we gotta look. Eto. Okay na? Pasok na natin. Olsen, Rara, Racela.
No.
Your 9th championship dito sa PBA. Does it ever get old for you, pare?
No, you never get tired of winning eh. Para sa akin na... Masarap maligo sa San Miguel beer eh. Pero wala, gusto ko lang magpasalamat sa lahat ng San Miguel fans. Alam ko, ang tagal ko na sa PBA eh. So alam ko kung gaano ka-loyal yung mga San Miguel fans. Nandyan lang sila, hindi sila, medyo natatabunan sila sa dami ng fans sa Ginebra, pero salamat sa mga fans ng San Miguel Beer. Babatiin ko lang yung kapatid ko. Nagpuyat niya. Nagpuyat Wally. Kamusta ka? Wally, his wife Rio and Diani, anak nila. Yun.
9 championships in the PBA, pero this one 4 years in the making. Mas special ba ito pag ganito?
Oo, tagal na eh. And plus this new team, new teammates. Ang tagal namin since the last championship. It was with Coach Jong pa, so ito medyo special. And before I hang up my jersey, gusto ko marami pa!
Congratulations once again, future Hall of Famer Olsen Racela. Now from a multi-title player, your very first PBA championship. Is it everything you imagined?
Everything, man. This is where it's at right here, San Miguel. Just happy to get my first one. Hope to get many more.
You started off this series on fire. Look, and later on, it seemed like they clamped down on you. How tough was this Game 7 win?
Well, I mean,
chug it up.
Well, it was an adjustment, but it was an adjustment for the team. So they clamped down on me. We got so many other guys that we can go to. It wasn't a problem. So me personally, I'm a team player to start with, so points doesn't matter to me.
Congratulations once again. Now a PBA champion, Jay Washington. Ngayon, kasama natin the Cebuano hotshot. You were, patatawag natin with San Miguel, dun sa tinatawag nating dark years. 4 years in the making, second PBA championship mo. Ano mensahe mo sa fans ng San Miguel?
Na-appreciate po namin yung suporta nyo. I mean, mga kaibigan ko, mga taga Cebu, na they were really praying for this. Yung family ko, they were waiting for so long. Yung mga fans, na-appreciate namin yung love and support nyo. And ito na po yung naibigay na po namin yung championship and sobrang sarap. Mga kaibigan ko sa Florida, sa Vegas, California, kita tayo dyan, taga Cebu. I love you.
Congratulations once again, Don.
Thank you.
That is what is going on here at the San Miguel dugout. Back to Miko and Jason.
And I'm so sure San Miguel is in 7th heaven, but so is Magu. Naliligo ng beer. That is Magu's lifelong dream. But again, congratulations to the triumphant San Miguel beer men. We're also having our celebration here because this is, of course, Game 7, final game of the season. And your Motolite leading scorers, Gabe Freeman leading the way with 29, Helter Brandt, absolute heroic effort with 25.
He did everything that he could for his team. Eventually, all the just didn't have enough weapons to go with him side by side to close out the series and give his team another championship.
I just hope no one will pour beer over us. I do hope not. Okay, we're not done yet. Just taking care of some business here. We hope you can join us for the PBA Rookie Camp that is coming up very, very soon, as well as our 2009-2010 Rookie Draft. Our Rookie Camp will be held at the Caruncho Gym in Pasig, July 29th to the 31st. And then our annual draft, where we welcome new blood to the league, that's happening on August 2 at the Market Activity Center in Taguig. What a series, what a game, what a season, Jason. I leave it up to you to sum it all up.
Well, this season has been, really a great season. And when you look at it, in the end, two teams that really set up to win finally got their crowns. In the Philippine Cup, Talk and Text, and here in the Fiesta San Miguel, both of them finally getting crowns that they were built to get.
For our director, Rafi Romano, our game producer, Julius Melo, of course, our vice president for production, Mr. Eric Tam, and Commissioner Sonny Barrios, and the rest of the hardworking men and women of both the PBA Commissioner's Office and CS9. I'm Miko Halili, also on behalf of Magu Marjolia Cruz. I'm Miko Halili saying good night from the Big Dome, Vallarta, Filipinas. This has been the PBA Finals on CS9. Good night.